I created a 24-hour server for my members, and I have no idea what to expect from it. Let's find out. Greetings friends, Khaios here. This is my second attempt at editing this video, so let's hope there are no issues this time around. My last project ended up getting corrupted and I had to start it over, which is why this video is so late. My first video came out 4 years ago, and we just recently hit that massive milestone. I can't believe how far this has come, and I cannot thank you all enough for helping us get to this point. In celebration, a few weeks ago, I held a live stream where I started a 24-hour server for my members to play on, with the goal of them surprising me with some builds. That stream? Well, let's just say that that server host that I went with was not up to par. How do we have a failing all the way up here? What the heck? Oh, there it goes. Well, I hope that's not going to be a problem for the entire stream, because that would be quite annoying, wouldn't it? It was really not up to par. Yeah, it's not connecting. Okay. So sorry guys, we're going to be restarting the server once again at all. See if I could figure out what's going on, if we can get a resolution for it. Maybe upgrade the server if need be. We're going to end this stream for today, which I really apologize for, but clearly my plans for today's stream aren't playing out. Thinking about how I want to do this, because this like throws a wrench in my entire schedule. So after a few failed attempts, I ended the stream and took a few days off to find a better option. Then we started over on a fresh new world. I spent a few hours with them in-game, but I wanted to be surprised by what I saw when the 24-hour server was shut down. So after the 3-hour mark, I left it up to them, and I haven't set foot on that world ever since. I'm going to give a few highlights of my time on the server with everybody, and while I do, I recently posted a video asking you all for any questions that you have for a Q&A segment. Nearly 500 of you left a question, so I'm going to be selecting 10 completely at random. But before we dive into that, I wanted to say that there are only 3 days left to pre-order a Jumbo Khaios and Shino plushie. We still haven't reached our 200 plushie sales goal at this point, which is the minimum requirement needed to fund the campaign and begin production on the plushies. Makeship has reached out to me and was kind enough to provide me with a limited time discount code. To try and help reach our sales goal, over the final 3 days of the campaign, you can order your plushies at a 10% discount using the code in the description and pinned comment down below. A huge thank you to everybody who's already placed their orders, and I really do hope that we're able to hit this goal. Void Fox would like to know why I use the spooky helmet. When I started to show off my builds in the Terraria community forums, it was pretty common at the time for your character to be included in the screenshots. Originally, I made myself look like a scientist until I met somebody that would become a friend whose name was Darthmorph, and he used a scientist vanity as well. I didn't really want to make it look like I was copying him because he was kind of a bigger name in the community at the time, and I wanted to stand out as my own, so I started going through every available item in the game, and I decided on the spooky helm because not very many people seem to be using it, and also because it reminded me of my old World of Warcraft druid healer who was also a tree. It just felt like a good fit. So for all of the other pieces, it changes on the vanity outfit that I'm wearing, and I really only keep the helmet consistently. Bean asks, when will the next Terraria season come out? Well, for those of you who are new to the channel, Terraria is a Terraria survival multiplayer server run between a group of friends and myself. If you've ever heard of Hermitcraft on the Minecraft side of things, it's inspired by that. We want to bring some of that fun to Terraria, so we have shops, minigames, and general shenanigans to top the standard progression off. And to answer Bean's question, Season 2 has actually already started recording. The first video should be coming out tomorrow actually. I already have 3 episodes recorded for it, I just need to edit them up. Edward Bolin wants to know if I have any hobbies or things that I do to relax. And my favorite hobby is actually bowling. I'm a very avid bowler. I go at least 3 times a week, playing a handful of games each session. Well, until recently when my gear was stolen, but that's a whole different story, and I'm still in the process of dealing with the insurance company and replacing it. I'm not an amazing bowler, and I do consider myself an amateur at the sport, but I do thoroughly enjoy it, and I take it pretty seriously, and it does help me unwind. And I know some of you will be wondering what my average score is, so it hovers around 200. Haribo is curious about which video I'm most proud of. You might be expecting me to say something like one of my top videos with nearly 2 million views, but actually it's not. The video that I look back on with the most pride is the first episode of Terraria in Season 1. Everything leading into that series was a massive amount of time, planning, and effort. Branching off into new connections, making new friends, setting up multiple servers, getting everything lined up perfectly, and basically everything that went into it was very hard earned, and when the first episode dropped, I just felt very proud of that because I had finally accomplished a dream of mine. I'm honestly feeling something very similar about Season 2 so far, and I cannot wait for you guys to see it. Frequent commenter T0T asks, if you could make a single Terraria video with any YouTuber that you've never played with before, who would you choose? Well, I've already mentioned how Terraria was inspired by Hermitcraft, and this answer is actually going to tie back into that a little bit. If I could have a dream collaboration and introduce another YouTuber to Terraria, I think I'd actually like to work with Good Times with Scar. His videos are so humble and wholesome, very entertaining, and he seems to be such a nice guy. We also both really enjoy landscaping builds, and I think that honestly, he'd probably really enjoy what Terraria has to offer. I also think that our content would mash up pretty well, and I think it'd be a good video. Now that we're halfway through the questions, let's check in at how well I'm progressing on the server.
Yeah, see, they figured it out. Someone's on Team Blue.
Uh-oh. Alright, this is a part where we go no team.
Now I can't see you. You can't see me. And I've got...
Take your tail off. Take your tail off. Let's see if they go by us or figure it out. Recall.
Oh, 1, 2, 3. Run away!
Oh no, they're building Among Us!
That's sus.
See, look, I told you people would start building houses already. Mel Rosewood wants to know why I chose the name Khaios. Actually, in a way, I didn't. I mentioned earlier that I used to play World of Warcraft. Well, I had a restoration shaman by this name, and that was created using a random name generator. I've always been terrible at coming up with names, and that is still a persistent issue. I wasn't even sure how to pronounce this name when the generator spat it out, to be honest. I just liked the way that it looked. This character ended up becoming my main in our raid group, so people began referring to me by that name and they pronounced it as Khaios, and it just kind of stuck. Even when I switched to other characters in the future, they'd still call me Khaios, and I grew really fond of it, so I brought it here. Dipperlose Games asks, how was your YouTube journey when you started? I don't think that I would say that I had a typical YouTube journey. I've been incredibly lucky to have made it to where I am today. Originally, I made my YouTube channel because I lost a close friend of mine who had been trying to press me to make videos. When he passed away, I decided to just go with what he has been telling me to do, and I took the jump, not expecting anything from it. I was just going to treat it as a hobby. At that time, I was also a beta tester for Terraria, working on the 1.4 update. Then Relogic, out of the blue, asked if I would be interested in working on the Journeys and trailer. I gave it my best attempt, but since I was fairly new to video editing and content creation in general, it just wasn't hitting the strides that they wanted, so they asked Chippy Gaming to help me out. And this is where things really changed for me. While working on the Journey's End trailer, Chippy taught me a lot about video editing and working in YouTube in general, what to expect, what not to expect, and we also got to know each other quite well during that time. After that, exposure from Relogic and Chippy skyrocketed this channel to over 100,000 subscribers in just a few months. So I couldn't really call this a standard journey. It was a very crazy time for me as I was going through the discovery of my ex cheating, the subsequent divorce, the unexpected move from Japan back to the United States, all while trying to build my channel after getting that Journey's End trailer done. Since then, however, I've done a lot of research on how to build and maintain a channel, and I follow averages and statistics, and I always encourage more people to create the kind of content that they are inspired to make. But my biggest advice that I could offer in this regard is to curb your expectations. Getting started is going to be slow with the algorithm, with bursts of growth here and there whenever you make something that goes viral. If you're setting out on making YouTube videos as a hobby, that's the right mindset. You shouldn't be making content to try and get rich. That's most likely not going to happen. But if you're having fun making videos, there's a good chance that somebody's going to have fun watching them, and it builds up from there. Consistency is key, so good luck on your own YouTube journey. Christian Bloom is curious if I have any tips for the general audience about getting better in building. This is a question that I get asked a lot, and I think most importantly, first, it helps not to compare your builds to others directly. For example, there are plenty of builders out there that are far more skilled than I am. Just two, for example, Rulik and Orange, and there are many others. But I don't think of my builds in that way, because that's a great way to demoralize yourself. If you're always looking at what others are building and thinking to yourself, I really wish I could build like that, then you're probably going to get in your own way by telling yourself you already can't do that. My first builds, even just the first ones that I published to the community forums, are nowhere near the skill level that they are today. That's because of one thing: practice. I know it's cliche, but it's true. The best way to improve your skill is to keep working on it. There's no such thing as perfection, but practice does help. Try new techniques and new ideas. Branch out. Feel free to look at other builders and figure out what they're doing to help learn new techniques from them, but don't get caught up on if your builds look as good as theirs or not. If you're having fun, you're going to want to keep building, and the more you build, the better you're going to get. Some people learn faster than others, and everybody has their own pace. So that's entirely up to you, but I think the most important advice for improving your own builds is to not worry about how your builds size up to everybody else's, and just allow yourself to experiment and try new things. Crusader would like to know what my channel plans for the future are. Well, in the immediate future, I'm obviously bringing back Terracore, and I've also restarted my NPC-themed house series, and I also plan on bringing back Commenter Day in November as well. I want the primary focus on the channel to be Terracore for a while my secondary videos every week going back to my roots and revisiting my build tip videos as well as the NPC-themed house series. Further down the road, I'd also like to make more videos involving the community like today's. And looking even further down the road, I'm looking forward to being on the top of any future Terraria update or the eventual release of Terraria 2. And if I can make a prediction right now, if Terraria 2 comes out in the next 5 or so years, I think that will be the catalyst that propels this channel to 1 million subscribers. Just a gut feeling I have. Our final question comes from Blazing Tomato, who asks, would you like a simple texture pack which makes spooky armor match your logo a bit more? This is something that I've been considering commissioning from Mythical or Dante for quite a while now, so you kind of read my mind with that one, but the phrasing of that question seems to imply that you may already have one, and I would like to see it. In fact, this goes for anybody with fan art or with your own builds even. If you have a Twitter account, be sure to share them with me at Terraria Chaos, because I'd love to see what you all come up with. I wish I could have answered more questions, but with nearly 500 of them, I decided to let RNG pick just 10. I've been including Q&A in my subscriber specials for a while now, so expect to see that again at the 400k milestone. But now for the moment you all have been waiting for. 24 hours have passed and the servers have shut down. I'm going to log in solo and check out the world, and I have absolutely zero idea of what to expect. I'm going in with a decked out character just so I could fly around and see as much as possible. Alright, here we go. I can already tell that the world has defeated the Moon Lord, so they made a lot of progress. Let's see exactly what we've got going on. So we've got a mushroom biome straight off the bat among us. I saw this being built before I left. I'm absolutely curious as to what I'm going to find around here, but I don't think I'm going to be able to find everything. It's a small world, but as you can see, things are spread out. Well, let's find out. There's a potion shop in the cave to the left, Martian lab at the bottom right, ocean. Well, we'll definitely be able to check those out. I placed this here. Chaos's build, so magical. Yes, that was me. Arms dealer residence, walk through the house, not over. I think the first thing I did was fly over it. I did see the cobwebs, however. Home 2 by Sniper. Sniper had started setting up a house on the first server when it crashed repeatedly. 10 out of 10 server. Yeah, this one, a lot less issues. Much better host this time. Hi, Chaos. Hi, Sniper. I'm curious if there's anything down... Oh, there's actually an entire rail system. This one leads to the dungeon, and that one leads to the jungle. Okay, this is a 24-hour server. So this looks like Iron Falcon's base, and it looks like they captured quite a few critters in such a short amount of time. And also, can I just say that I absolutely love that we're able to stack these things now. Very good quality of life change. Get out of here. Oh, yeah, I'm not in journey mode. I keep forgetting about that. I will miss filling people's houses with graves. Your own or theirs? This is fancy. What do we got here? Johnny's Tower. Was fun joining the server, even though you died constantly. You joined after the Wall of Flesh. Yeah, that'd be rough. It's hard gathering materials without proper gear. I agree. Lovely tower, though. I really like the color scheme of it. I love this little tree house here, too. It's so cute. Is this valid? I feel like this is going to be valid. It looks like a micro home. No, it's too small. I feel like it wouldn't be too hard to make this valid, though. Let's see. We've got some diagonal blocks. Like, if we broke that... I feel like we could make this a valid NPC house pretty easily. Oh, just that. All I needed to do was break that single one block, and now this is a valid NPC house. Just so you know. I love making houses that have teeny tiny rooms in them like that. You know, I should bring back that series someday and make a whole bunch of micro houses. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. What do you have down there? Terraria? Yep, this is Terraria. Nothing wrong with this. This looks absolutely normal to me. This pumpkin house was also here during my first 3... This is a mushroom. Anyway, this was here during my first 3 hours of the server, and I loved it. This looks like a spooky Halloween style outhouse, I guess. At first I was going to say house, but then I realized there's a toilet in there. This is also a very cute beach house with a completely drained ocean and a sky version. Is that completely drained? No, it's just lower than usual. And another sky house right next to it. I love both of these houses. They're so cute. Let's see what this Martian base is all about. Unauthorized personnel will be vaporized. All right, let's see. Hit me. Apparently I'm authorized. Oh. If that was meant to kill me, it didn't. Yeah, the server was a lot of fun, but I kind of want to do something more, bigger, crazier in the future. I'll talk about that later. But this has been a lot of fun. A little sus, but not as violent as I expected. Thank you all to everybody who participated in the server, and to each and every one of you for helping us hit our 300,000 subscriber milestone, as well as our 4-year upload anniversary. A huge thank you to my biggest supporters for the month: Matt Dragon, Nate Wiley, Hypic3, and Duke Samron. And be sure to check out my channel artist MythicalWater, linked in the description below. Thank you all very much for watching. See you all soon with the first episode of Terracore Season 2. Until then, happy building.